Hello everyone, this is FoW here with Game 2 in the series between Kiddo and David. David on my left side is playing Wind Liberator, using a lot of control spell, a lot of removal spell, and also a lot of control cards to control what the opponent can do and can't do. While on my right side we have Kiddo is playing Cain, using a lot of early game damage, early rush damage, and not only early game burn damage to finish the game off really quickly in the game, putting the opponent in a disadvantage when going second. Now obviously that Kiddo is going first because he already lost game 1, so this will give him the extra edge he needs because usually any rush that goes first will be in the lead because cards such as Hunters, for Swiftness, and also cards can attack right away or burn 500 right away is an early game advantage for the Kiddo. Now David actually searched for the Moonshade surprisingly, because I wouldn't really search for the Moonshade with Wind Liberator. I would search something else because the reason I believe is that Moonshade isn't the best option for you, because the reason why is that by paying 200 extra life point each time, you're getting closer and closer to your opponent's objective, which is burning your life within range for burn spell. So I'm not sure what was the reason to search for the Moonshade in the first place. So let's see what can David do now. Let's see, David is paying 200 of his life point to play a card on the field which is that he doesn't have. He's playing Scheherazade, which allows him to draw 2 extra cards and put back 1 card on top of the deck, which is a really good card in this situation because Scheherazade can't be targeted by Cain, so pretty much that extra 200 burn damage from Cain weren't able to stop the block effect, so allowing the extra defense that David needs. But however, David's not out of the woods yet because he has to verse against a Cain that Kiddo Judgment last turn, and not only that, a Hunter on the field that can deal extra 300 pointed damage. Now from this point of view, you've been wondering why did he block the Hunter. It's actually because David overheard it and thought that Kiddo was attacking with the J Ruler. So they could do a little replay here. Instead of taking 700 from Cain, he's actually taking 300 from the Hunter. So let's see what can Kiddo do now. Kiddo still have 2 magic stones open to play with, so let's see what kind of card they can do. They can use some Purifying Fire, some Thunders to burn David's life within range for in his rush attack or his burn spells. And not only that, David's not in a strong advantage with the Moonshade on the field, and oh, not even any better. It's actually 2 Moonshade on the field, which is killing him because he has to keep paying constantly 200 life points each time you want to cast a different color. So which isn't really a good situation for David to be in because he's paying 2 of them, so putting him down 2,500 life points, which we see later. To cast 2 Thunders, destroying the Cain right away, a cost of 400 life. I don't know about this play because you're already killing yourself with with your Moonshade. So pretty much I will actually wait a turn later and see what can Kiddo do because for example, if Kiddo decide to attack with the Cain, maybe I can Thunder off the field during that time or Thunder something else further on the field. But now because of that, David's already on 2,000 life point, not a very good sight. And not only that, Kiddo just playing Purifying Fire, burning 700 directly to David, putting down to 1,300 life point. Now life point 1,300 compared to 4,000 life point, not in a strong position for David because for a control deck you have to really wait to the mid to late game to set up, because in early game you're inducing damage and allowing your opponent to do a lot of damage to you, but you be in control later in the game. But at the moment, not a good sight. His hand doesn't look too healthy because he doesn't have a lot of removal spell, and not only that, he doesn't have a lot of cancel spell to prevent those burn spell from going off. He has a lot of resonate in hand, which is not good at all in this situation. He doesn't really want resonate in this situation. He actually wants spells to get rid of cards off the field, such as Thunders and so on. He's playing extra 200 life points to put Camille on the field because he only has 1 black stone open, so meaning he has to pay the extra 200, putting him down to 1,100 life points. Now later in this video you will notice something really unique happen, which I should have mentioned earlier in the video, but I'll save the surprise for later. Now paying 200 life point per Kiddo to put not Mark of Binding, Gravity Binding or something, can't remember the name. What it does is that it rests one of the cards being attached to it, so putting an extra defenseless for David to do, and taking 200 points directly, and not only that, taking 700 more directly for a second purifying fire, putting down to 200 life point. Now here's come to the interesting part, what you will see later. Now, Kiddo has one magic stone open and use thunder, but somehow, for some odd reason, David survived and put him on down to negative 300 life point. That's what, folks, negative 300. That is game changing for some odd reason. I don't know what's going on. So I'm gonna continue this game as they as I think, assuming they messed up with the dice to the point that they screwed over the life point system at the moment. So let's continue the game itself. Currently, David's sitting on negative 300 compared to Kiddo's 3,800 life points. Now, playing Laura to search for accumulated add to his hand for the extra deck thinning, not only that, for the extra aggressive plays he needs to put on the field. Now, David's life point not looking too good because he's barely surviving, getting closer and closer to extra negatives on the side. Not sure what's going on at the moment. Kiddo is still in strong position with a positive life point, not a negative life point, a positive life point, to the point that he's still in control in the game. Now back to Kiddo's turn. Kiddo's gonna tap for another magic stone and see what he can do. He has rapidly clay in his hand, so he might be able to get rid of that Laura off the field if he really wants to. He does play rapidly clay and killing the Laura right away. Yep, he does kill the Laura, and I'm surprised that David couldn't respond with anything at all. Taking 200 again, putting David down to negative 500, paying 200 more by Kiddo to put Cash Cat on the field to draw 2 new cards and put one back on top of the deck. Let's see what happens from here. I see a Pouncer, so I will keep the Pouncer to be honest, because he already activated a spell this turn, so pretty much if you drop the Pouncer, he can attack again, putting David down to negative 1000 instead of negative 500. So let's see what happened. He's playing a Black Goat and putting the Pouncer back on the top of the deck instead. Now, let's see what happened. Tapping for another Magic Stone. Not really good at the moment for David, still negative 500, not in a healthy situation, and his Chameleon is tapped down, so he can't actually use the block, but he does drop a Laura, allowing him to search for another Vampire to add to his hand. Let's see what can David add into the situation. Fighting against 2 Blacker and a Cash Cat, and while on negative life point. Searching for another Laura add to his hand for deck thinning. I'm pretty sure David can put another Laura on the field to get the search option off, obviously. But then again, Kiddo do have those option of this Black Guy, so even David does block with those Lauras, the Black Guy can still burn extra 200 directly to David, putting him down to negative 700. Playing Laura again, searching for another card. Now, as you can see, he tapped the green and green black and green red. If I was him, I would tap the Moonstone right away, because the Moonstone is not really helpful at the moment. By paying 200 life point more, you will get even closer to the highest negative in the world in this game. So David's breaking the record at the moment, going below 0, going to a negative figure. Just saying for the fun of it, guys. I don't know what happened here, to be honest. It must be some kind of miscalculation during the dice, or some kind of life point, or something I did wrong. But let's continue the game anyway. Attacking 200 directly. Let's see what happens. Obviously, David has to drop a card from his hand because he has too much cards in hand. So attacking 200 directly, and David's gonna scoop it up, because he couldn't survive the extra attack anyway, which will put him down to negative 700 life points. So thank you for watching, thank you for listening, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it.